So the intro today, I've been sitting here for like 10 minutes and I've gone on a very strange journey to reach this intro. Today I've decided to give you the intro as if it were how do I even describe this? I'm going to give you the intro in the form of a simile. Welcome back to It's as Monster as a Train. Monster train like monster like train, probably monster like train. Is that a simile? Like or as? Yeah, that seems right. So I started and I was like, I should do a music parody today. And then the only song I sat here for 5 minutes and I was like, what's a song that I could do a music parody of? And the only one that came to mind for 5 minutes was fucking It Wasn't Me by Shaggy. And I just sat here trying to figure out how to turn It Wasn't Me into a Monster Train related song. I couldn't. And so I was like, okay, I'll just do like another... I'll do another thing related to English that I learned in the 3rd grade. Because I did a haiku, which I learned in the 3rd grade. And I was like, what else? A simile, I guess. And now here we are. I did Monster Train intro as a simile. It was tough. We're playing Awoken today. I'm pretty sure someone asked for Awoken Exile, Melting Exile. I think I played this. Let me actually check. I can't throw out this intro because if I have to describe this a second time, it's just a mess. So I need to go over to my YouTube channel, which is in the background. Don't worry, I'm not going far. I just gotta see what the last Exile Awoken run was. Was Exile Awoken Stygian? Again, something looks wrong about the order that these videos got posted. Oh, that one was with Cranberry. I was like, hey, why did I play Exile Hellhorn then Exile Stygian? I don't know. I swear I saw a request for this though, so I don't remember if it was Exile or Normal Melting. So I'm just gonna play Normal Melting. If you have, like, at this point, dude, I knew, I should have known I was opening up a horrible can of worms for myself when I started this, just let me know what you want to see in the comments, because now what's happening is someone will leave a request and then the choice will be like a week away, and then a week later I go, did someone ask for something in this clan? I don't remember. But something I've noticed is that it's mostly exiled, or like it's mostly slash awoken, or no, it's not slash awoken, slash melting, but you know. Anyway, if this isn't what you wanted, I'm sorry, but it's doomed, dudes. it's doomed. Last thing I gotta say, I tried out a new game on stream tonight. I'll probably have a video of my first run of that. It's called Vault of the Void. I talked about it a little bit, I think. I don't know if I talked about it on YouTube, but I got a bunch of stream VODs that I should get over here, but also, will I remember before I run out of time on them? Who knows? Without any further ado, don't forget to like the video, comment the video, subscribe the video. We can begin now. Explosive Sigil Daedalus, Rage Fell Chaste Seraph, we got Exile Awoken Default Melting, Sting Draft, Edge Prior. Let's do it. Volatile Gauge. Haha. No. Big Memorial Fund. So the best thing to get in this clan combo is, first of all, it's best to get Strangler here. Great news. And then the second thing that's best to get here is the Wickless Baron. Or Wickless Tycoon, I guess. You just want, so with Wendleton, specifically with Strangler Wendleton, your entire game plan is revolved around one thing, which is you just create a unit in front of him that lives forever. And if you do that, you will win everything. Like, truly, if you create a unit that has infinite health, he will kill everything for you. Obviously, infinite health is a bit much, but you find the answer to how do I make the unit with the most health possible, right? Start at infinity and work your way to a more reasonable goal. With Strangler, you just pick whichever unit is the best from your from your secondary clan at frontlining. The only clan that I feel like you struggle with at all here is with Umbra, because Wendleton's big, as you can see, and Umbra doesn't like playing with a big unit on their floor as the main damage source, but He sweeps so he kills the back line, and the apply rooted kills the front line. So all you have to do is create a unit that's big enough that he doesn't die, and it's big enough that the unit doesn't die to the boss. And then you are winning. You also have to clear the heavies before the boss reaches you, which is another issue, but you know, you don't have to worry about that as much. Doesn't matter a ton if this train steward's at full health or down 2 health here, so I will not worry about it too much. Cards we're gonna look for are just like Wildwood Sap or Razor Sharp Edge or Steel Enhancer here. Basically the holy trinity of Awoken. And yeah, off to a good start. I think Strangler runs are inherently better, so you know, Sharpen's okay. Like it's something, but I'll take Restoration Detonation here. One thing that I've caught myself doing a little bit lately is just not picking a card in a situation like this when I definitely should take Restoration Detonation because it's an out. Every now and then you have a situation where you need that heal or you need something similar. Hey, Molten Encasement would work too if we just create Infinity Stealth. Huh. Is this good enough? How much stealth do I need for Wendleton to kill the boss? Assume he's quick. Assume we get Thornward, right? Let's just make an assumption of around 120 damage output, which is a very low assessment. With 120 damage output on a round, this is accounting for either getting Thornward or getting multi-strike quick. How many rounds does he need to live? We'll get probably 3 hits in for free on Seraph. Oh wait, it's Chaste Seraph. I can't win with stealth. Never mind. Doesn't matter. I will not. The answer to the question is going to be we probably need to do about 3,600 damage, which means that if we're doing about 120 in a conservative estimate here, how much does this come out to be? You need to live like 20. Why can't I do this math? It's 12 into 360. This should be easy. It's 30. 30 is it 30? I think it's 30. That's a lot of rounds. That doesn't seem right, but I think it is. I think you need around. You can cut off some for like the health and things like that. It's a very rough estimate, so we can assume somewhere around 20 stealth is the winning number, right? I like to take a super conservative estimate of like, oh yeah, he's doing 120 damage per round only. It's a very low number for him to be doing. That's if everything goes wrong. But in that super conservative, then you just walk forward to a more reasonable number is how I like to estimate here. So do I think I can get 20 stealth with Molten Encasement? Burnout 1, Endless, and Holdover? Or sorry, not Burnout 1, Endless, and Holdover on Intent on Death, maybe. But against Chaste Seraph, it's just not really worth it, I think. Lots of talk in there for ultimately no gain. The other thing I should mention is that when I was talking about Strangler Wendleton, I said that we don't want to take from the Awoken banners, and that's because there's not really a 2-space tank in Awoken that you can use here that's good. Burnout Spikes and Large Stone. Large Stone's bad, of course. Tycoon's fine. You might think Lady of the Reform because she's a better frontliner, but Tycoon is fine. He has a difference of 15 health, but I get the money. It's not that big of a deal, and then we replace him later. Ideally, Lady of the Reform would be replaced as well, so you just pick whichever one. I am going to roll this here. Multi-strike. Damn, Large Stone multi-strike in this shop. Feels bad to miss it. Alas. What can you do? Sweep. Oh, sorry, I should have grabbed water before I did this recording too. Sweep combat though means that I'm not going to take the spikes because we want to keep our boy full on health. Good case for the Restoration Detonation as well. Alright. Feeling pretty good about this. Like I said, I feel like Strangler runs are just inherently stronger than other runs, so it's gonna take a lot going wrong for this to get away from us. We're also super rich. We're like super rich here. Like crazy amounts of money coming in. Our cash flow is through the roof. We're in the top 1%, I would say. And look at this money though. We're at 300 gold here, and I didn't even take this trial. If I put the draft up here, he dies. We want to farm the most money we can get by putting drags up here. I should have actually played. No, that would have been fine. We're fine. It was gonna be at 18. I think it's good, right? The restoration, you see, this is the exact thing I was talking about with restoration detonation, right? It's an out here. It gives us a way to not take so much damage here. We're gonna take damage here because High Priest just beats us. Any other boss and we would have been fine, but alas, this is not any other boss now, is it? Wait, we kill him exactly. Oh, buddy. We kill him exactly there. That's nuts. Let's go. Holy moly, that is good. This is the same card pack. Oh, you don't like to see it. You just hate to see it. You hate to see it. I cannot in good faith take Sharpen. It feels so bad. This is definitely a tough roll though. I should take Sharpen, yeah. My turnaround there is because I'm mostly just going to remove cards from this deck and thin it down. And eventually I'm going to reach a point where I'm playing all the root seeds and then I have nothing to spend my energy on. Sharpen is okay as your energy spend. It's not great, but it's okay. I could also, you know, if I had picked Lady of the Reformed, I could have taken both the Wick Lashes and then we're not in this position. So that's a flexibility issue on my end for sure. Had I realized before or after I clicked the skip there, I could have done that. We would be in a better spot. But alas, it's Big Sludge again? Huh. Let me think about this for a second. Is it worth Big... I mean, he gets a ton of rage. So, he harvests every single enemy. So what I can do with Big Sludge here is I can take space and then I can put him and Wendleton together, right? So the pros here are very straightforward, very obvious. Big Sludge is massive, right? He kills everything. But the cons are we have 2 30 health units as our entire Seraph killing plan, which is, in my opinion, not enough. It is not enough. It's like definitely a problem. And because we've already seen our common cards, we know that we can't like build a regen plan and just have Big Sludge regen or anything like that. It's gonna be tough, for sure, if I go Big Sludge here. It's gonna be a tough road. Because, like, heavies, no problem. Backline, easy peasy. Bosses, they crush us. The idea is that if we give Big Sludge multi-strike, he might just like 3-round bosses, which I'm really interested in trying here. I don't know. I've played millions of runs, you know, don't fact check that. I've played a lot of runs in this game where I just do the same shit over and over again. So this is something new, something I haven't tried, just the hyper rage, hyper reform or not hyper reform, sorry, just like the hyper farming Big Sludge. So I'm down to give it a shot. Quick is worse because of the fact that we have a chance to get quick on the next Wendleton upgrade. Multi-strike is great. I'm very happy I took this. Now the question just becomes, do I give him plus 25 or something else? The answer is going to come in the form of if we get spreading spores or not. If we get spreading spores, we gotta get his health above 25. Huh. I don't need petty theft. I'll just take Heaven's Gold. Although Heaven's Gold is also worthless, so I should have taken Gift of Gratitude here. Because enemies should never make it to the pyre. If something goes to the pyre, like if a heavy walks to the pyre, something went wrong. Strangler Wendleton is dead. Or I guess actually Chaste Seraph can let things go to the pyre too. So it's not entirely doomed. Remove a train steer. Actually, I'll just remove 2. I'm not super worried about it. Okay. Fine. Like, Daedalus is not that concerning. I think it's like, it's slightly concerning because bombs can hit our tank for Wendleton and things can maybe get out of control, but he has 60 health, so it shouldn't be that bad. We want to just start scaling attack as fast as we can. This is where it's tight. This is where Strangler can struggle. We missed on our card draws, which is rough. If I hadn't whiffed on every Awoken clan pack, we would have been in a much better spot here. However, if onlys don't get us anywhere. If only this, if only that, it doesn't matter. I guess I'm just gonna farm up big Sludge with my units, and then he's gonna do all the heavy lifting actually. He just took 10% off of Daedalus, so maybe he's gonna do everything for us, and I'm gonna be like, an otherwise losing run is gonna be saved by the virtues of big Sludge. Don't forget to, before bed, get your 7 Hail Big Sludges in there. Hail Big Sludge, full of wax. Hallowed be thy wick. Something like that. Yeah, Wickless Tycoon's definitely gonna die. He's gonna provide an amount of value. Like, he might be worth just enough to... but he's not gonna be worth enough to kill Daedalus. No way. Big Sludge is gonna do all of the work here. He has to. This 4 does not do enough damage. It is not possible, right? It's 45 damage over the course of, you get 1, 2, 3, and then the damage goes down by 30, so it's like, it's 45 damage over 3 rounds, which is going to be worth, it's not 3 rounds, right? It's 45 damage over 2 rounds, which is 90, and then it's 32 damage over 3 rounds, which is 90 as well, so it's gonna be about, yeah, 239. 239? Huh. Seems a little different. 1, 2, so you'll do 30 and then die, and then you do 1, 2, 3, which is 96, but he also does 24 reflected. I feel like this is doing more damage than I would expect here. Like, I was doing the math. Why is this doing more damage than I think it's supposed to? I don't know. Maybe the math adds up and I'm just like shorthanding it in my mind and I'm wrong. But it feels like that should be more damage. Or no, it feels like that should be less damage, actually. Either way, Big Sludge puts in the work to finish this off, and I am very happy I took Big Sludge here. Because otherwise we would just die. So, even if all else goes wrong and Big Sludge is a terrible take everywhere else, Big Sludge is the only reason we lived through this combat. So, Big Sludge did everything he needed to here. Penton Death. So maybe the stealth plan wasn't insane. Stealthing Big Sludge would be fine, but it's too late for that now. Rail Spike doesn't feel that good. I have no extinguishes, and what would I even give Endless to? I don't think I give Endless to anything, so I can take Rail Spike maybe. It's one of those cards where it's not bad to have, it's just not great. Lady the Reformed, Paraffin Thug, Animus of Will. You can maybe play Animus of Will here. I don't think so though. I'll just skip it. And then I'm taking space. So we just have Tycoon above the Wendleton Wickless, or Wendleton Sludge floor, where he just harvests the deaths of the dregs and the drafts. Harvesting off of the deaths of your regular average unit. What is this? America? I didn't convert on that one very well. I couldn't figure out what I wanted to call dregs in the moment. I didn't want to call them workers because, you know, they're not really working, they're just kind of hitting things. I guess that's work, depending on how you look at it. Take a +10 on the heal here, probably pretty good. If this is quick, I think we're in a great spot, by the way. It is Thornlord. I can hold out for quick. I think it's fine to just take the health on Thornlord, though. He can be the... Oh man, but I do really want to get the quick. The quick is insane. But if I don't get the quick, we're in a terrible spot, because we went Strangler too, so I should just play it cool. Don't break the rules. God, if that was only quick, we would be, crushing it. Although this does allow our damage output to spike a little higher, perhaps, so I don't know. And I didn't mean that quick. I didn't mean Animus of Will quick. Please, Monster Train, don't misinterpret my words. We only have 40 health. I should not be disrespectful here. It feels, until I see how this combat plays out, I should not be disrespectful. Space Lost bottom 4 is unfortunate, but fine. So Wendleton is our frontliner. You're gonna go farm top lane. Sorry, top lane? Top wave. Top wave? What the hell? Top 4. God, League of Legends, get out of my mind. So right now, what we need for this deck, there's the big shift that we're gonna need to ever survive this, is we're gonna need more healing. Did I pass any healing? No, I didn't pass any healing. I guess Endless could have been a nice fallback until I get the healing. We just need something to make it so that Wendleton doesn't die. It's in here? Yeah, sure. It doesn't matter too much. Make him free, who cares? Because he's going to run out of health and we're going to die. For this combat and the next combat, it's not going to matter a ton because Big Sludge is going to just 2 or 3 shot the boss. But as enemies start to gain more health, we're going to start to see this become more and more of an issue. Right, and our only healing card is Restoration Detonation. I probably should have given it plus 10 again. So that it was just a 30 health heal. But too late for that. No negative to playing it like this. Yeah, Big Sludge will just crunch through the first few floors for us, though. We'll stop winning at Fell. So by the time we get to Fell, we have to be on a better plan than this. What's our better plan gonna be? It's probably just gonna be go back in time and pick the other option, you idiot. Don't pick, or pick Molten Encasement. Even though it's not good against Seraph, this is the old, well, it's not good against Seraph, so I shouldn't take it, when in reality, not good against Seraph is also bad if we die before Seraph. I could take Restoring Retreat? We can just stack us, we can put the Tycoon on the floor, right? And then he also harvests a bunch of money, but at the same time, like while he's harvesting a bunch of money, he also is going to be a 60 health buffer, which will give us 2 extra rounds against Seraph, which might not sound like a lot, but if it's all in on Big Sludge killing everything, and he's got like 500 attack, 2 extra rounds is a fourth of Seraph's health. Which seems okay. The problem is that we have to do like weird setup stuff for this. I'd have to remove a bunch of cards, but I'm not so worried about it. The main problem is just I have to put Big Sludge on top 4 and then Wendleton and Tycoon on the middle 4, and then I have to draw into Restoring Retreat. The draw order to make sure that the first wave doesn't get whiffed on, but it's okay because Wendleton is consistent. Yeah, I'll just take Restoring Retreat. I think it's fine. Engulfed in Smoke is my chance to atone and just take stealth anyway, and I think I will. It's like, even though it's not going to win me Seraph, it's going to do something against Seraph because we're not playing regen, so it's fine. This is a really interesting run from this position, I think. We have to piece together a winning run from here. Edgefire is completely dead, and I'll get rid of the dregs before the drafts. Tycoon's gonna fall off, but he's fine because he's just a placeholder. Put a 4 stealth on Engulfed in Smoke. One way that we can beat Seraph, I guess. Yeah, you know what's a better way? We just remove everything and then play 12 stealth per turn. I go to... but I can't do that against Fel. To beat Seraph, I go to both Hellvents, I duplicate the stealth, and I remove every other card in the deck. Well, not every other card, obviously, but you get the idea. We did try to hit these on Rail Spike. We just play like Root Seeds like crazy. Yeah, okay, so that's the idea. We get the setup time down by removing all the dregs and drafts, and then we remove Tycoon. Probably Restoring Retreat can go as well now that I've pivoted the plan into Engulfed in Smoke. And we just let 3 Engulfed in Smoke, so apply 12 stealth per turn. Even if Seraph is having us, it doesn't matter at that point. So yeah. Yeah, okay. We draw through the deck really well because we're going to have a nice little 5 sting density. For this next combat, I should grab a +10 here. It's interesting, right? I feel like a lot of the time... If I draw stealth early, this is free money. If I draw stealth late, it's bad. But... it's really bad if I draw stealth late. I shouldn't be greeting for money here. It's really bad to do so. What was I saying? It's interesting because Usually, I feel like I have a really good idea of how a deck is gonna do, although I feel like I've been saying this a lot lately, where I'm like, yeah, this is an interesting run because I don't know how it's gonna play out. I've been saying that a lot, so maybe it's not all that interesting. I don't know, you can be the judge. I find runs like this interesting though, where I'm like, we had a run recently, was it last run? I don't think it was last run. But I had a run recently where I was just like, oh yeah, so this is just our win condition. We have our win condition, we can just remove cards. It might have been the co-op episode with Cranberry, actually. Now I should drop this guy to this floor just to get the money. Even if he dies, it doesn't matter. He's gonna harvest so much more money down here than the 3 he's gonna get up there. I mean shit, on this turn he's even in the drag count, or like in the harvest count rather. Get the stealth again. I feel fine about this run now. I think that the Engulfed in Smoke puts us in the position where we can win as long as I commit. And since I know that you can win as long as you commit, we just commit. As Root Seeds. And as long as we just commit here, we should crush. We draw 10 cards per turn, so I don't even need to take the draw relic most likely. I'll probably take energy, even though I skipped Pyrogrow. I guess I could have played Draft Restoring Retreat. It's a little better because it's more money. Huh. Interesting. Damn, I could have played it again. What the hell? We only got 4 stealth. We're gonna have 7 stealth, I believe. So we're gonna have a matching amount of stealth. We were already winning. Oh, that's interesting. He takes 2 rounds and then the stealth ends. How about that? Oh, I missed the money again. God damn it. I missed 5 gold. What am I doing? Channel Song's cool, but I don't need it. We want to avoid unnecessary clutter now. We have a very clear and well-defined win condition of we stealth Wendleton and he strangles everything. And so I don't need to do anything else. Everything else that I could add to this deck is just going to add more chances for it to go wrong. So there's no reason to do it. I'm gonna go to the left for removals. All we have to do is remove cards and not die to fell. The not die to fell part is the harder part of that. I'm gonna look for second multi-strike. Cool. 2 shops with large stone multi-strike, you like to see it. That's a big sludge right there. I'm gonna toss the drafts because they are 1 energy. You might be wondering, why did I toss dregs before drafts if I'm gonna remove them all anyway? I will talk about this while we set up, because I actually had a reason, and that reason is as follows. Drafts die in 1 turn, so it's a lot more efficient to play them, basically. Like, it's a lot more efficient to put drafts on the floor and have them die in 1 turn than have dregs die over 2 turns. So I held onto the draft so that I could play 3 dregs in a draft on a floor. Not super important, but worth talking about at least. I should just play top 4 here. I shouldn't greed for money, I shouldn't do anything ridiculous like that. We just sit on top 4 and chill. I don't care. I just play stealth and cycle the deck really quickly right now. That's it. I'm gonna play the Tycoon, or not gonna play the Tycoon at all. I'm gonna play the Rail Spike for 3 here and hope it hits the stealth. What a shame. It hit Root Seeds, which is fine. Everything else is obviously bad here, but Root Seeds is fine. Now I know I should have played the Tycoon, but alas. Oh, she did the thing. She did the thing where she just supercharges a floor and then you die and I scream. Cut it out, lady. I hate it when she does this shit. Losing a run to this, like imagine I didn't have the stealth here. Losing a run to this is fucking infuriating when she kills you because she just rages a floor 3 times and it kills your main unit. Oh, well, there's just 40 damage in the turn, I guess. Haha. Oh, man. That shit gets me going. I don't know what number. It's like, it's a lot. It's a lot that I have to enchant her for her to not die. It's 74 to spare. Okay, so every other turn I'm going to be able to play Engulfed in Smoke from this point onwards. What we do now is we change that sentence to I play Engulfed in Smoke twice per turn, or I play Engulfed in Smoke every turn. Every turn at the least, and twice per turn, like some other turns, is fine. Any combination of I play it a lot of times is what we're looking for here. This is definitely a run for energy because Engulfing Smoke is a 2-cost card. I will not be able to play it 3 times in a turn, I suppose, but, you know, let me dream. Lightstone Casing would be nice here to add another -1 to the Engulfed in Smoke. We got 11 rounds though, so I think that, so your boy here, my conservative estimate for damage output on the floor was 120, and we are doing 600, I believe, is the number here, somewhere in the range of 600. So we're a little higher than the estimate I talked out at the start of the run, is what you could say. With that being said, how do I feel? We got 13 stealth out, which is pretty good. Now, Big Sludge is going to lose his rage against Chaste as well, so the numbers are going to be lower. That doesn't matter, because he's still going to have rage against Chaste. It doesn't matter a ton. Oh hey, Adaptive Mutation sounds fine as well. I don't necessarily need it, but it's good anyway. It's good, even, I'm not going to get like anything crazy out of this. I'm not going to commit to Adaptive Mutation because it's Chaste Seraph, but it's fine. It's good enough here. Our committed plan is the stealth plan, and everything else is just kind of like, everything else in this deck is just like a, oh hey, this went poorly, so now we have an out here. It is better to go Strangler all the way than Thornlord in this situation when I want Strangler to be my frontliner. I think it might be, but there's only one unit that I haven't seen the third path on, and I kind of want to keep it that way, I'll be honest with you. Okay, so we draw 5 cards on turn 1. On the next turn, we are guaranteed to draw at least 8, sometimes 10, 13. We can reasonably assume, I think, 8 again, so 21. I think that as long as my stealth card is not the bottom card, this trial is fine. But we could lose space on the top 4, in which case this trial becomes a problem too. I shouldn't do it, right? In a lot of situations, like in a majority of situations, I think this trial leads to us being absolutely fine, right? Like in this situation. Actually, this situation is kind of bad. Never mind. I'm glad I didn't take the trial. I didn't think about Engulfed in Smoke, but I draw... I should put you down. Whoops. I think about Engulfed in Smoke, but I don't draw Big Sludge on the same turn, so I miss it. Completely, like, did not even consider that as a possibility then. And yet here we are. Crazy how nature do that. Armor on this guy doesn't matter because he's not going to be able to attack anything. I don't have to think. The only enemy I have to think about is Wiltlings. I don't have to respect any other enemy in this combat because the heavies just get trapped and that's it. They're just stuck in the vortex. They cannot leave. They're eternally pulled in. Guess I should have picked the Quick Tome, right? If I had thought about it a little longer, I probably would have landed on taking Quick Tome as good, because what if I don't hit Quick? In which case having Quick plus Sweep is good. But, you know, it's too late for regrets. That's all I can say. Could steal some harvests and such, but either way. So what we're going to do with Adaptive Mutation is basically just this, by the way, where I just Adaptive Mutation, and whenever I draw it and he has Rage of enough value, because it's going to be getting cut by Sarah. Ideally, I get to play on the middle floor, and then I can have Tycoon on the top floor baiting Rage, or baiting Chaste to cut. He's not going to Rage. I don't even know what to call this. Baiting Seraph up there, I guess, is all you can call it. I wanted to call his move where he halves your effects something, but there's nothing to call it. It just is. Weird. Anyway, on any other fight, we are just absolutely insane. The only thing we have to take precautions for is Seraph the Chaste. In the past, I would have told you that I thought that... like, there was a period of time, for sure, where I would have been like, oh, well, haha, I guess we just lose because it's Seraph the Chaste, right? But what I'm realizing now is that This run would have been brainless if it weren't for the variant Seraphs. This run would have just been like, I'd be done right now. I would be probably asleep right now. That's a lie. I would not wake up, or I don't fall asleep that quickly. I would be laying in bed right now, though. But because this is specifically Seraph the Chaste, our brain dead spam buffs build requires a little more piloting and a little more thinking, and we take a lot more precautions. And I think it adds a lot of depth overall to the run, and I appreciate that a lot. A lot more than I did when I started playing the game, at the very least. I think I'm gonna pump everything into removals here. I want to get back to 20 cards, and I probably want to maybe even get lower than that. I don't think I can get lower. I can get one. Yeah, I definitely can't get lower. I want to clear Restoring Retreat. I don't want this card anymore. The plan changed. I don't need it. Next up on the chopping block is probably Tycoon, but no, it's not Tycoon. I just outlined a reason to hold on to Tycoon. Why would I remove him? How do I remove another card? I can roll this and still look at the relics. Like, I can roll this and still have enough to purge if they're all bad, basically. Yeah, these are all bad. I will. So the only one that's okay is the Dazed, but Seraph is gonna purge that. So I'll just clear. We're really consistent, even though it doesn't look like it because we have no draw. This deck is super consistent because of Thornlord. We have 13 cards in the first 2 turns. As long as I don't lose space middle 4, I think this is a guaranteed win. If we lose space middle 4, it's still probably a win. Okay, yeah. I think it's almost a sure thing. But we can just sting this. I was debating on if I was going to kill that guy or not. I can just sting it. No problem. I'm not going to stealth because I don't want them on different stealth timers. I think I want Wendleton tanking, basically. If I draw big Sludge and don't draw stealth next turn, I don't want that to be the end of the world. Okay. From this position, I am fairly confident I can say that we're going to win. So the Rooted does get purged, but Seraph can't actually purge the Rooted now that I think about it. He can purge the... he can purge all at once, I guess. He's not going to get anything meaningful done here. They're just going to be trapped here, and then in the last few turns we're going to bank a bunch of Rage, and we're going to pump up a bunch of Stealth, and we're going to win off of that, is the idea here. 28, he's going to... And also he has to cut the top 4 every other turn now, so... You know, so I'm going to call it from now on. I'm going to call it cutting, because I have no better term for it. Because he's cutting the buff stacks in half. And sometimes he might even go up there and cut it twice. Yeah, like that. See? I've talked about that mechanic a lot. That's, I don't have a good term to call it, but that's basically the variance of Seraph. Where Seraph is a boss that you can predict what he's going to do with a very high degree of certainty. But there's a small chance, I don't know what it is, but there's a small chance there that he just completely varies and deviates from the expected behavior, which you can see in that moment there. Where instead of just bouncing between these 2 floors eternally, he went to the bottom floor for some reason after doing his buff. And this is final numbers now. If I stealth for the next 3 turns, we win. Not a super surprising turn of events, but definitely one where I had to recognize my mistake, which is skipping the win condition. And it was skipping the win condition for basically no reason. Look at that, I said 20 stealth to win it, and we got 20 stealth to win it. How about it? Got to exactly 20 stealth. And we also got the Rage Adaptive Mutation. Like, we had so many ways to win, it was kind of crazy. Pretty sure I took 6 damage the entire run from the first 2 Clergy, and then I never took damage again. Really good run. This is a good example of why I'm still playing Monster Train, because this run wasn't completely brainless. There was a lot of decision making that went into it. I just skipped every other trial. You know, I had Strangler after this trial. I was just like, yeah, I don't really need the artifact. It doesn't add anything. I don't really need money because we have so much money. It's an easy thing to overlook, I guess, but we went into... like, I'm definitely underselling Wickless Tycoon on that run, basically, and the Memorial Fund. Gaining 10 gold when my friendly units died. Basically, I just started each combat in the early game and I gained 50 gold. It's really good because you don't have to take trials that can start you on like a downward spiral, because I can just go, yeah, I don't need money here because we're super rich. So, cool. Yeah, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave me a like. Subscribe if you would like to see more. I'll see you in the next one, and have a good one.